Okay, just real quick, I wanted to share something with you that it's not AI related or I guess it's kind of a hack that could improve your productivity in a sense, and it might be something that you actually don't. Mm, how should I say it? You don't like. I guess in some ways. I kind of stumbled upon this when I was working on trying to fit the text of my website into a video that was 4K. So I have a 32-inch 4K monitor, and when I'm recording in 4K, the text at standard size is way too small to be legible, readable on a smartphone if you're looking at the video on YouTube. So I would zoom way in, and I started to notice that if I were to tweak the typography and the spacing, it almost created a sort of slideshow like effect, I guess. And, when you're doing presentations and stuff, a lot of times you use slideshows. And I figured, let me try something. If I added more margins, some gradients, some gradient backgrounds, and some larger fonts, when I zoom way, way in like this, because this is zoomed way in, but this is what it looks like normal. And so when I zoom way, way in like this almost like it has a lot of text. So I guess it wouldn't qualify necessarily as a slide like in a slideshow, but it almost kind of looks like one, doesn't it? So this is just the page. And in this case, it's the perfect article checklist. And it's a way to, I guess, create a sort of presentation almost out of your blog. And so what I did, let me see if I can zoom down just a little more, is I essentially just added lots of margin and large headings. These are just the H2s. They have large headings, large separations. And so when it's zoomed way in, and I wish this did cut down one line, but it is what it is, I guess. It almost kind of flows like a slide, right? Like from one to the next, right? And so it is kind of a little bit of a hack. So instead of trying to, you build your page, you build your articles, and then later you need to present them or create videos about them. And instead of being like this boring read of like a little article or something, you just want to talk to it, but you don't want to spend the time to craft a whole separate slideshow for it. I mean, unless you just happen to be wanting to share the slideshow around on the web or something. But when you're trying to work quickly, and especially if you're a solo founder or you're the it's your own blog and there's nobody else helping you, you just want to get things done. And so I think that this is a pretty nice hack. So in WordPress, all you would have to do, it depends on the theme you choose, but you just go into your theme's settings and go find maybe a typography setting area or something like that, and you just make the headings. In this case, I picked the H2s are really huge, and add quite a bit of margin to the top of them, so there's a lot of space, and that kind of creates a separation. So as you're scrolling through, you can kind of reach each slide, so to speak, and speak to it. And in fact, in a future video, I will probably be doing a video about the perfect article checklist to help you kind of consume this content. And when I go through it, I'm not going to be reading all this content to you, of course. I will use it as a guide while I'm presenting, but it will be essentially me skimming the article with you, but explaining it in my own words, my own voiced words, I guess, because those are my words too. But and another side effect of doing this is that when you're the reader, like you are now, if you're on this page, well, you wouldn't be on this page when you're listening to this video, but when you're on a page like this, it starts with the table of contents, of course, because you got to make it right there at the top so you can find everything that this article is about right up front. But as you're going through an article that's designed like this, there's a lot of space. It is really easily skimmable, And so you can kind of go from one thought to the next pretty easily. So even though it is designed almost slideshowy like with that kind of look and giving you the opportunity to kind of merge the creation of your web page, which you're going to do anyway, and treat it like a slide that would be useful for presentation, whether you're doing it in a video or not, maybe a podcast or whatever. Um, that saves you a ton of time, and then it also kind of makes your article better anyways, because you end up with more like a better layout. You get more white space, which actually makes it easier to skim, and they can get a good flow through your article without getting trapped by, you know, in a sense their eye doesn't want to travel beyond a certain point because like walls of text or no space and stuff like that. So it's kind of a win-win, and of course it's kind of up to you. You know, you might not like this. Of course, the gradients and the colors and stuff for everything is completely up to you. And since it is a web page, you do have quite a lot of flexibility. So that's it for this video. I hope that you found it interesting, helpful. And if you did, please subscribe to the AI Content Dojo. You know, hit that subscribe button, the bell, so that you'll be notified whenever there's a new video. And also, if you go over to the AI Content Dojo website, if you go to the show notes that are down in the comments, you can subscribe and I will notify you whenever there's a new guide. I don't spam, promise. In fact, I probably should email more because I create guides almost every day or every other day at least, and I don't always email. I usually wait until there's a few that I can bundle up and email at once instead of bothering you in your inbox too often. But anyways, that's it, and until next time, take care.